Hey, it's Joe Crump. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about how to travel internationally and while you're on the road, be able to do all your work so your business continues without you, even though you're out having fun. And I'm going to show you a few pictures from my India trip that I did just a few months ago. I'm not a great travel log video guy, but I want to show you a few pictures and just kind of show you what I've been doing. But I think the main purpose of this video, at least as far as real estate goes, is to let you know that you can take 2 months, a month off, 2 weeks, whatever it is you want, and go off and travel internationally. I've got a lot of students who are out there doing business, and they're doing it remotely from everywhere around the world. I'll get an email from someone saying, "Hey, I'm out, swimming with the sharks this week," or "I'm in Europe this week and we're traveling around Italy," and they're still doing their work using the internet. Now, when we were in India, the internet was ubiquitous, so we were able to get a connection anywhere we went, and it made it possible for me to continue to keep up on my work. Now, I was doing less work while I was out there because the goal was to have some fun and spend some time with a buddy of mine that I hadn't seen for a long time, and travel around on our motorcycles and see the countryside. But I wanted to make sure that the business was continuing to move forward as well, so I was able to see emails and I was able to communicate, and I could communicate by Skype if I needed to, and that was a wonderful way to do business. And the only way that I was able to do that was because I was able to set up systems, and I was able to automate, and I was able to outsource. Now, I automated using the software system that we created called the Button Automarketer, and then I outsourced using that same system by bringing in people and being able to monitor them through that software system. Now, you don't have to use my software to do that. You can do it with any type of software that does what our software does. But the goal here is to make a system so that the business runs without you, so that you can extract yourself from the work and it becomes a real business rather than just a job. So anyway, this is a very doable thing, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more about systems, a little bit more about automation, a little bit more about outsourcing and bringing people in to work with you and how to hire them and all that over the next few months in the blog. But right now, all I want to do is show you a few pictures from India and show you a little bit about the trip that I took. I hope you enjoy it.
This is the New Delhi airport. This is my first night in town, and this was the last night of Diwali, which is the biggest celebration in India. It represents the victory of good over evil. So everybody gets out with fireworks, and it kind of clouds the air. This air quality here, as you can see from the haze, that's smog. And it's like that a lot, but it was worse that night. By the end of the day, you can feel it in your throat. But this is an incredible modern-day airport with lots of people in it, and everybody's just so nice. I took this trip with an old friend of mine, and who I haven't seen for a long time, and I've known him since the 80s back in California, and he lives in Dharamsala. His name is Zev, and we had a great time together. This is us drinking chai. Trees are sacred here, so there's houses with trees that grow out of the middle of them. Just amazing. This is the market in Ajmer, near the Muslim section of town, or in the Muslim section of town. This is the Muslim temple. This is the Red Fort in Delhi. There were shops absolutely everywhere with all kinds of handmade crafts and an incredible explosion of color. This is inside the fort. Except in the airports, it's really rare to see any of the police officers carrying guns. This was our mode of transportation around Delhi. This is in the bazaar and close to where we stayed. I think our hotel cost us $10 or $11 a night. We went down to Pushcart for the camel fair. This is an oasis in the desert. It's called the Tears of Shiva, or the Teardrop of Shiva, and it's this incredible place surrounded by Hindi temples. This is another view of Pushkar Lake. We call this Sunset Ghat. The Ghat is where they have stair steps that go into the lake where the Hindi rituals, bathing rituals, are done. This is the guest house where we stayed most of the trip. There wasn't actually a restaurant there, but there were people there that would cook for us, and then we would eat outside. This is me on the back of a motorcycle for the first time.
I just. It's not you.
It's okay, I got it on video.
No, don't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. It happens because you know, sometimes you have it.
Then we got on motorcycles and headed up out into the countryside, into the mountains. That's the bike I rented. This was an Israeli-owned guest house in Pushcart. My friend was Israeli, so he's got friends. Good food. Good samosas. Then we went to the camel fair. This fair has been going on for almost 2 millennia. It's kind of like the Indiana State Fair, except different. Lots of camels. They tell me you could buy one for $290.
I don't know, Joe. Say hi, Joe. Joe.
There were these mountain Hindi temples all over the place that you could climb pilgrims' paths to the top. This one had a cart that would take you up. We took the cart up and then walked down the staircase to the bottom. This was at the camel fair. They had the entertainers that would sit and play with these monkeys. These are all the local police just gathering for an inspection. Their general was there, or their commander was there. No guns. So that was my trip to India. I'd go back in a second.